with this?
I can explain. A DeLorean?
Don't you forget about me.
Huey Lewis sang about it, Doc Brown cooked it up on the silver screen, and Marty McFly blazed in and out of decades with it. I'm talking about the DeLorean.
It was one of the cars that defined the 1980s. The image of it sticks in your head, brimming with gadgets, gizmos, and flux capacitors. The DeLorean was the car that took Marty McFly back to the future. Now, the past is the future. But it was way before the movie franchise when John DeLorean began the DeLorean Motor Company, better known as DMC. The man behind Pontiac's GTO series had a much bigger vision after leaving General Motors. In the 1970s, he developed the prototype, which would then become one of the world's most famous vehicles.
The project was funded by a series of small investors, people like Johnny Carson, Sammy Davis Jr., some of John's friends. The big money came from the actual British government, to the tune of about $150 million.
When the car hit showrooms in 1981, shoppers were amazed.
Initial sales were fantastic. Cars were flying off the dealership lots because everybody wanted to be the first on their block. And then it wasn't unusual to see them selling for as much as $10,000 over stickers.
The car's space-age design and virtual celebrity status ensured that it lived up to its slogan.
One of the taglines in all the advertising for the DeLorean was "Live the Dream." And to a lot of people, that's what John DeLorean himself was doing. He was a self-made man, married a supermodel, now had his own car company. The whole idea was to live this dream.
The things he was doing, the car was going to be revolutionary, the way he was going to build it was going to be revolutionary.
Its distinctive gull-wing doors, which opened up, actually required less clearance than conventional doors.
It is a timeless design. It's got the silhouette that just doesn't get old. You know, you look at the car now and you think, 20 plus years old, and it looks great.
When you drive it, you get looks from people that you don't get from any other car.
In the 1980s, style meant stainless steel and gull wings. It's the DeLorean, and it's back, Sam Champion. It's back in production.
Oh, man, I've always been intrigued by this car. And for those of you that feel the same way I do, you'll be happy to know the DeLorean Motor Company is back, alive and well, and they're making new cars.
Yeah. So what we're doing now is we're creating newly assembled cars where we'll start with one of the stainless steel chassis, we'll start with one of the new fiberglass underbodies, and we'll use these parts and the modern stuff, and we will create a newly assembled car that looks like a 25-year-old DeLorean, but performs and behaves as you would expect a car today to do.
On the outside, these cars are exactly what we remember. The stainless steel body is all there, the DMC logo is exactly the same. The grille, the wheels, the one thing that everyone immediately recognizes, the classic gull-wing doors. But underneath the surface, a lot has changed. The new cars can be ordered with a premium audio system, iPod integration, navigation, a backup camera, Bluetooth, heated seats. Wow, now we're talking.
They also refurbish used DeLoreans to their original luster.
It's not unusual for a car to come to us in just completely run-down, worn-out condition, and for us to turn it into a car like this one here. We'll refresh the interiors, we'll rebuild drivetrains, we'll do body work, whatever it takes to make the car look as good as it did back in 1981.
This week's challenge, bring an extinct DeLorean back to life as a hovercraft from hell.
There's not one car on the road today that doesn't have something that John DeLorean had created.
DeLorean Car met today for the largest gathering of its kind in the country. There were more than 30 DeLoreans on show to celebrate the car's 25th anniversary.
By sheer virtue of the fact that so many of the cars are still around here 25 years later, it's a pretty good testament to the longevity of the car.
But they're actually here in Houston, Texas, alive and well. And if you got the cash and you can handle the attention, you can pop back to 1982, get one of these babies for yourself.